Hi all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Teodorani. I am from North Italy and I have a PhD in astronomy and a long research experience. I have been writing several books too. And now I would like to briefly speak about my last book entitled The Hyperspace of Consciousness, published by the Wise House Elementa as a print book and by the Buzzword Publishing as an ebook. So you have two possibilities to read this book. What is it about? I will try to be brief because it will speak about a lot of subjects that are anyway connected by a common topic, which is consciousness. Is it possible to explain consciousness using physics? Is it possible that physics is able to include the spirit factor inside the matter factor, which is the ordinary physics? Is it possible? I have in this book I have not tried to solve problems, but I have tried to ask questions to myself in order to see how and if we can proceed in these directions. The book is quite new, unusual, and the first question should be: what if the role of consciousness subsists inside a bigger cosmic project where mind and matter are aspects of each other, and a subtle communication between all the living beings is constantly actuated using the quantum entanglement mechanism? In fact, I will speak much about the quantum entanglement, namely about the non-local way to transmit and receive information. This is based on quantum theory, and it is one of the most weird or spooky phenomena of physics. Wally, my book postulates that information is non-locally stored inside the quantum vacuum. In the ambit of my big library hypothesis, BLH, which is a new interpretation of the so-called Akasha concept, which now I've tried to interpret in the light of physics and informatics. This book also examines how matter is created and recreated from the quantum vacuum, being the quantum vacuum the seat of consciousness, and also about extraterrestrial intelligence and potential methods to communicate with it using non-local methods, although fully scientific in the physical sense, as you will see in detail. Much in my book, although it's very speculative, speaks about the possible ways to violate the laws of nature and the possibility that the so-called magic can be explained scientifically using mostly quantum theory. I have tried to put myself such questions because what we know of reality is not all the reality. Of course, all that which science has been doing during the last centuries, since the birth of Galileo and Newton, is absolutely perfect. Nothing in science, and in particular in physics, is wrong. The problem is that something is missing. Some events happen, like telepathy, like synchronicity, and like other phenomena that are so far called paranormal. These events happen, and there is a very wide statistics about this. So we have to try to explain this, because the problem is that the observer perturbates what is observed. in this kind of phenomena. It's not this to try. If we want to try to describe such kind of phenomena, we have to consider that the observer, the experimenter, perturbates the observed. So we have to find out a new way to treat this kind of phenomenon scientifically. In my book, the most important part of my book, it will be just the big library hypothesis, about which I think I have speculated logically in any fact. I speculated that there is a sort of memory storage that connects all the minds in the universe. So everything, all that which we think, all that which we feel is stored, memorized inside a sort of supercomputer which I hypothesize it exists in the quantum vacuum between the particles. One atom is made of electrons and of nuclei, including protons and neutrons, but in the middle, between the nuclei and between the electrons, there is a big ocean of emptiness. There is the seat of the quantum vacuum. And my speculation is that some intelligent beings in the universe has projected a supercomputer that works non-locally, through which it is possible to upload and download information via consciousness. This is practically the fulcrum of my book, and from that I will develop several other aspects, like a possible explanation of UFOs, for instance, and many other paranormal phenomena in the ambit of a new model in which consciousness and matter are only one thing. So far, science has been proceeded thinking that matter and consciousness are two separate things, and this is a typical Cartesian view of science. As I told before, science is not wrong at all. Science has produced very good results, but due to our ignorance about some phenomena, science is not complete. So we have to expand it in order to try to explain what we don't know yet, because what we don't know yet might be of a greater importance than we ever thought. And maybe so-called paranormal phenomena, in particular telepathy, synchronicity, and other strange phenomena, might be very strong in deciding how our society must go. So there is a strong ignorance on this topic, and I would like, by asking these questions, to try to understand the problem, because so far we are not able to solve it. But the best way to solve a problem is to try to understand it. And so, as science is not only technicism, but also exploration, we need to be courageous, because the goal of science is innovation. And I decided to take all the risks about this operation and to write this book, which is just a collection, an elaboration of ideas that I have been thinking for about 20 years. So this book is very important for me, and I think that it might be important for some of you, maybe many. And so I want to thank you for your attention, and I hope you take the courage to read my book. Thank you.